Back in September 2021, Nintendo introduced us to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass, which is a higher tier of online that gives users tons of additional features. Or so we thought. It ended up being a rip-off filled with buggy N64 games that were drip-fed to users, along with Sega games that can literally be played on a smart fridge. Sure, players also get paid DLC for free, like the Booster Course Pass or Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise. But those were able to be bought separately, which I and a lot of others did. Then came the February 2023 Nintendo Direct, which added Game Boy Advance games to the expansion pass. That plus the fixes made to the N64 games made it more worth it, right? Well, technically yes. With such a wide variety of games available and the added DLC to boot, I was actually quite tempted to go for it myself. I've always wanted to play Minish Cap, Golden Sun, and Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I was really surprised that this expansion pass that I was once so bitter about is now a pretty sweet deal. There was one main factor stopping me though, and that is the cost of time. In multiple ways. Let me explain. First up, we got the cost of gamers' time. Over a year has passed since the expansion pass became worth it to me. I can't speak for everyone, but the discourse on Twitter about the expansion pass reveal back in 2021 speaks a lot of volume. It was a rip-off to a lot of people. At best, people mooched off of their friends with the family pass or saw their favourite content creators buy it, then reported back to others on how bad it was. Word of mouth turned into 30-second videos on Twitter of the various bugs in the N64 games. From file deleting trees to missing ambience. And this was all within the first 2 weeks or so. Due to all this, something tells me that those who didn't buy the expansion pass just bought whatever DLC they wanted separately and played those classic games in other ways. But now that the service is finally good, or at least better for some people, a lot of us don't feel a need to jump in on the expansion because we already have our DLC, especially since we have it forever, unlike those on the expansion pass who only have it as long as they're giving Nintendo money yearly. Okay, maybe someone really wanted to play Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo system again, or maybe a group of friends wanted to play the classic Mario Party games together online. That's cool, but not everyone has that mindset or was waiting for a particular game. I know for me, the expansion pass would have definitely been worth it had I not already got the DLC I cared about. I already bought the Booster Course Pass and Happy Home Paradise separately, plus I have no interest in Splatoon and I can get the Sega Mega Drive stuff on any other device I own. Sure, there's the retro games, but I own like 3 versions of Super Mario 64, the best version of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, and don't really care for the others. So paying for the expansion pass only grants me the N64 and GBA games I don't own, which again, I can play in other ways. Whether that's on the Wii U Virtual Console through previous purchases, since the eShop is now dead, or again, other means. What I'm trying to say is that Nintendo is too late in getting myself and possibly others hooked on the expansion pass. I don't even want to mooch off my own friends for it because I don't even think it's worth that much effort either. I got what I need from the stuff sold separately and sorted myself out for the rest. Another aspect of my reasoning also comes from the concept of time, but not in a it's too late to jump in kind of way. I mean more so in a Nintendo services don't last forever kind of way. Nintendo is slowly phasing out the 3DS and Wii U, like how they did with the DS and Wii. The eShop is already dead and multiple other services on them ended too. All that's left for Nintendo to do is axe the online itself, making the Switch the only option to play online for users. The only saving grace with the 3DS and Wii U is that once you buy a game or DLC on those systems, you have it forever 99% of the time. Especially when you consider that the Wii U had the best virtual console. With the Switch, everything from the Switch Online with the exception of DLC you already bought separately will just be gone. The Switch is already 6 years old. That's longer than average for a console to last before the next one releases. So unless Nintendo has a plan for this, which I highly doubt, we're either just gonna have to jump in on the next online subscription successor and hope our favourite games are there, or lose out on those games until the next time Nintendo revives them from the dead. And don't even hold your breath for your save data to be transferable. That stuff is likely gone to the Switch Online Grim Reaper forever. This is a gaming-wide issue and it's not just Nintendo who does it though. The next generation of consoles always leaves something of high value behind. but it's still something I don't like the idea of falling victim to. And Nintendo is especially notorious for not making a lot of their games readily available at all times. I'm just saying, we may have Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye readily available on a Nintendo console for the first time in 25 years right now. God, I feel old. But how long will that last? And let's not get started on things they could hypothetically add, like Mother 3. Imagine the riots if Nintendo added an English translation of Mother 3 to the Switch Online expansion, only for the Switch Online services to shut down 5 or 10 years later. That heartbreak really isn't worth it for me. To conclude though, the only advice I'd give is spend your money however you like. If even just one game or feature in the expansion pass is worth it to you, then it's not a waste of money to you. Because you're not just paying to rent a product or service, but you're also paying for the emotions and entertainment that comes with it. I just personally felt like the expansion pass isn't worth it to me, and maybe others feel the same way. I'm happy complaining and giving my stance on why, though if they did hypothetically add Mother 3, the entire video would just be Squishy is a hypocrite in over 1,000 words. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little retrospective on Nintendo Switch's online expansion as it currently stands, please feel free to subscribe to Gaming Reinvented. And what are your thoughts on the online expansion? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments section or in the Gaming Reinvented Discord server below. Until next time, bye.